What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video coming at you with a Duviri Paradox review. One thing I can say, the Oreworm fight is cool, but in true Warframe fashion, we ended up one-shotting it. I'm sorry, D, truly. Anyway, let's begin our journey. It starts off with you activating the Duviri Paradox quest. The Duviri Paradox, are you ready? Let's do it. Are you ready? Duviri Paradox? Begin. And finally, after a while, doing a decently lengthy quest that also serves as a tutorial for you and newer players coming into the game. Because newer players can get to choose whether they want to start off with the Warframe path or the Drifter path. So it teaches them Warframe movement tech and Duviri tech, while you just get to learn the new Duviri tech. I would have to say this is a better experience. However, it still doesn't fix the badly worded things in Warframe. Anyway, moving on. Players will familiarize themselves with more combat and movement tech tied to the Drifter, which will be forgotten because of how powerful the Drifter can get in Duviri. Side activities, found them. Holy shit, what is this? I just rolled and I just nuked everybody. I'll explain. Duviri Paradox is a roguelike within Warframe. You start with a quest, or in this case, your story, with a randomized loadout that can progressively get stronger with the random upgrades you can get, and you can do various activities within the open world to earn these upgrades. People may not like this aspect, but I personally loved it, and it is my first roguelike experience, and I might end up trying some games within that genre. But I feel this type of approach is a new way to get people ease into the game fairly well, as times change and people develop different interests in their gaming views. And this shows a side of DE that has learned a little bit in terms of providing good gameplay. Once you complete your quest, you now have the option to play different parts of Duviri. 3 different playthrough options that are beneficial to Duviri and regular Warframe. The Duviri experience, the lone story, and the circuit. The lone story is just going into the Paradox to do the spiral story and extract. Basically, for people who don't like to explore, speedrun the current spiral and not earn any other type of different, unique loot, and not bother with collectibles or side games. I personally would say do the Duviri experience. This is where you really get to enjoy more of the new updates. You're free to explore, fight patrols, do side objectives, earn collectibles, bonus rewards, fight a field boss, track down the secret merchant to buy resources, arcanes, and loot. Both the lone and experience are mainly Drifter focused, with small Warframe uses. And finally, the circuit. This is where you delve into the Undercroft and get access to parts of your Warframe arsenal. And the Drifter is more of how you would use them if you were playing regular Warframe. The circuit is where you can farm arcanes, augments, the current weekly rotation of Warframes, and in the Steel Path version, you get access to the Incarnate adapter farms. I feel the circuit is the best place for people who want to farm Duviri materials and resources while earning intrinsics without going into the spiral. Now, you heard me mention the spiral a few times. This is the cycle of events that take place in the Paradox. After a certain duration, the mood changes in Duviri, dictating the story and types of encounters you will face. And each mood will be represented by a certain color. For example, red is for rage, and so on. You get it, right? Reminder, everything within Duviri is randomized, but the Warframe and weapon builds are not. So, when you enter either one, you'll be placed in a starting zone. Think of this as your base of operations before you venture out into the Duviri missions. You're presented with your choices of Warframes. You can configure the builds by picking which one feels more appropriate. If you don't like what mods you have on, you can leave and rebuild it and come back in. Reminder, the randomized selection of frames and weapons is tied to the mood. So no matter how many times you re-enter, the selection won't change till the mood changes. If you get dealt a bad hand, you either deal with it or wait for the mood to change.
Be a really good pick.
I have Hydroid and Limbo. Oh my god. Yo, can we restart?
No, it doesn't rotate it, dude. It rotates every cycle or completion, I think.
After you pick your frame, you have a selection of weapons awaiting you. You then can pick your drifter weapon, level up your intrinsics, and start off with your first decree. Reminder, the frames and weapons are randomized items and not an arsenal, meaning there are no companions and no gear wheel items. Speaking of decrees, these are the buffs that benefit you in the entirety of your current Spiral playthrough. They are randomized buffs that you get an option of picking when you complete objectives, side activities, field bosses, puzzles, and killing patrols. For example, there's a decree that grants you movement speed for each unique decree you have active on your loadout. And since there's a lot of them, some of you might ask, hey, can you earn all the decrees in one playthrough? Oh, why yes you can. Who do you think I am? Literally, day one, got all the decrees.
You guys did. You good though.
Oh my god, we maxed every single decree. Everything is maxed.
Oh my god, I almost killed myself.
Decrees exhausted.
Is that what it said?
Yes.
Oh.
Decrees exhausted. Oh,
What?
DE, we
Good.
beat Duviri. And I became speed itself. I ended up maxing out speed to the point where it was useless to use your horse unless you wanted to fly. And I feel like DE needs to do some rebalancing here. And the drifter and frame become way too powerful, even for Steel Path. But this feels easier only if you're in a group. Speaking of Steel Path Duviri, it is hard if you do it solo. You do need to play extra careful because the builds are not the same as regular Warframe gameplay. I feel that the difficulty is warranted because we normally destroy the regular Steel Path with our crazy builds. And this Duviri Steel Path does incentivize more team play than going out solo. The enemies you fight as the drifter are pretty slow and react in a weird way, but they hit really hard. Wait, how did I die?
We just got one hit, dude.
I personally feel that they should react more and attack more frequently, but tone down their damage in the beginning. And as we gain more decrees, they should progressively get stronger as well, because we simply end up overpowering them after 10 decrees. The melee enemies have a block stance, but you can simply bypass that by slide attacking. And this completely removes the need for you to learn any other attack to get rid of their guard. And I would also argue that if we play in a group, the drifter enemies should be tougher and have them coordinate better to take us down, rather than that one random shot coming from an archer standing across the map.
What is that? Is this where my armor
Whoa, one shot. Hello, brother, please.
went? Yeah, what's up with the one shots? The archers are actually cracked.
Seriously, that's just, I don't know why that's a thing. Surprisingly, both me and my teammates that collaborated during the release had very little bugs. So little I can count them in one hand. So little that they didn't negatively impact the game as much. Unfortunately, that can't be said for everyone else. There was one bug that 3 of my teammates were soft lock at the merchant because they all interacted with her at the same time.
Guys, I think I might be soft locked in the vendor.
Oh no. We have to exit as
Oh no. No shot. No shot. No.
Wait. Luckily, I was free and was able to pull everyone to the extraction. Now, onto my favorite part of the update, the Aura Worm. This was pretty epic. Not how I imagined it, but it was good. A spectacle in Warframe. However, it does feel kind of disappointing in the beginning because of how slow our horse is. When trying to reach the worm in the air, you're just really slow and you have to get lucky if the worm shoots these balls at you so it can give you a boost of speed, which doesn't last as long. The mechanics to fight the worm were very easy. We ended up doing the fight 3 times within 3 different moods, and the second and third time were just one-shots.
Oh, that was 500,000 damage.
As in, the boss couldn't even handle our damage because of all of our decrees. I feel that the mechanics should have slight variations depending on the mood, or add a newer tier of Aura Worm, you know, just like the Eidolons. Other than that, the fight was quite fun, and Duviri in general is something that's more expansive when you play with friends, because everyone sees things differently, and any one of you can find a hidden treasure. The circuit is Warframe only, but granting you decrees the more you progress in the Undercroft, a section resembling the Zeraman aesthetic. You're in one mission, which is a rift into a dimension that changes shape and objectives. Each segment changes the mission type, from exterminate to void flood, excavation, defense, and survival. The level scaling is rather fast and can easily scale into the thousands with very little time invested in the mission. The only hard yet annoying objective was defense. Literally one of the worst mission types in Warframe, and we get it in a roguelike setting. I feel this wasn't really thought out. Imagine getting unlucky with a frame selection and weapons, and you decide to do the circuit. Well, good luck defending the objective. We got to level 6 to 700, turned away for a bit to loot resources, and the objective was one-shotted.
With the worm?
Wait, do we leave?
Oh,
Failed?
wait. What happened?
Wait, what?
What?
Wait,
no!
what
Defense?
Wait,
Wait,
what
was it
happened?
defense? Oh.
I'm guessing
shit.
it was defense.
Bro, my fucking marrow. My fucking marrow. Yeah, that's not cool. And unfortunately, we lost all of the resources and intrinsics. However, if you play the Drifter Duviri, you can leave and still get to keep your rewards and intrinsics obtained throughout the playthrough, even though you didn't finish the Spiral story. There are some people on console who are experiencing some bugs and soft locks. Well, it is to be expected with a Warframe update, and not to mention a Warframe update with crossplay. There are people who hated Duviri without even playing it, or some playing it for a few minutes and just hating it. I say to the people who haven't played it, don't judge it. Try it out, see if you like it or not. And for the people who barely played it and hated it right away, well, I think that's a you problem. You're burnt out of Warframe at this point, or burnt out of a certain formula of the game, or I don't know, gaming in general, or only enjoy doing one thing and hate doing prerequisites. Either way, take a break, try again some other time, or don't play the game, as it ain't for you anymore. Or you're just in need of something to fill the void. Either choice is never the right option, till it feels right for you. In this day and age, people just hate things just for existing. I personally enjoyed my experience and played it for 12 hours, trying to experience everything that it has to offer. And I'm not calling this update perfect at all. There are things I would love to be done. And one of them is slightly changing the scaling and enemy reaction, as I stated earlier. And lastly, this is something DE always does after people complain, and that's to change the drop rate, so I don't really care when they change that. I think people should realize by now, DE does this on purpose, so everyone, including average players, don't get the weapons or gear on day one, even though I did because, you know, Platinum exists. Other than that, great experience nonetheless. I came in excited, but my expectations were set really low. I think that was the best approach because then I was actually amazed, and it was good. I personally enjoyed the Drifter side of the Duviri way more than the circuit, as I can go around, explore, and find new things to do. I hope they add more activities, secrets, and puzzles, kind of like playing Genshin Impact, but in Warframe. At least this time, I don't have to lose pity twice to get my engulfing lightning. That was pain. As I said, wasn't too much of a fan of the Undercroft. I do hope they expand more into that, rebalance a few things, and definitely add more Drifter gaming stuff. I would give this update 8 out of 10. Surprising, right? Compared to the previous 2 out of 10s that we got after New War. Yes, I said it. Anyway, that has been it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.
It is super hot here.
Well, I'm LR3. It's free money, dude. Just contagion.
This test is now complete.